Welcome everybody to part 2. I'm gonna go ahead and wire up the AC compressor and the Mishimoto fan. Okay, we are inside of the car. Excuse all the tools and mess everywhere. I was putting that AC switch in. I didn't realize before I made this video, I didn't realize that I guess I work fast, but I swear I only had like 20 minutes, but I didn't realize that I already put the AC switch in and buttoned up the actual climate control unit. I didn't realize I actually did that. I have a flashlight right there, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn this one off. I didn't realize I had one inside at all either. Maybe I should have looked inside the car before I even did this video. But yeah, super bright flashlight right here. Yeah, I got my speed because my tachometer gauge doesn't even work. So this is my actual cluster right here. This is my, of course, my rev and then my tachometer. So yeah, shit. I'm gonna take my speedometer, my tachometer. This is my tachometer right here, and yeah, I had to wire in that to get that to work too. I can show you what wire, in due time, probably later. Speedometer, yeah, I hooked it up right here, so it's the only one that's not connected either because I'm having ground issues with that. So I connected this ground wire. I connected the two together, and these are the two wires that I connect together, and that's going to be for this speedometer and the actual AC switch as well. Connected those two together, and I'm going to run ground with those. And this is pretty much the wire that I got to figure out where it's going to go. It's probably going to go there, or I can make it go to another one somewhere in there. So I'm kind of thinking about doing. So just so it can be so close together, and I can just pop the little panel off and get to it that way. All these extra wires is for the radio, and I got the s13 radio. I made my own bracket for it and everything. I did a lot of work to this car. Made my own brackets and everything for this. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So I already set the switch. So you want your AC switch to have 3 wires. One going to the power, and this is this long red one that's going to go straight to the AC compressor. That wire that I showed you earlier that was dingling around. And then of course this one's going to go to the ground, of course. And then there's a green. I guess I'll turn that green to white. So there's a white wire that's going to the actual my ignition. It's going to go to my ignition system. So of course when I put the car on, and the ignition's already on for some reason. Battery's out. The ignition was already on. But yeah, so I turn the ignition switch on. That's when I'm going to actually have this hooked to my ignition source instead of my battery, because I don't want it constantly be on, because what if I turn off the car but it still stays on, and then of course it's going to drain the battery, so you don't want that at all. So yeah, doing all that, man. I'm going to do all that for you here, and I don't have a tripod yet, so I can't have it set up and then can't do like a speed run because I don't have a lot of stuff set up. But yeah, let you know how it goes. If I run into any problems, let you know where I ran everything, just in case you want to know. But yeah. Hey guys, welcome to part 2. I'm going to show y'all how to hook up the switch to the actual AC compressor. So another thing is too, I just got my negative set up right here. I chose to put it on that side. Nothing too is I did use a drill. I used a drill to bore out this existing spot that's already open. I never had a cap on it. I had a cap one time, I didn't know what it's for, and I threw it away. But then I was like, oh snap, it's for the AC cover. But I had the cap. I used a drill, bored it out to put this switch in. Progress so far is I'm doing all these wires and stuff like that. Of course, hooking up to the ignition, and then this one's going to the actual. Switch that's running all the way to the front. That's why I got a lot of wire gonna be hooked up to it. But yeah, let's just let you know. Yeah, you're gonna create a mess too, so make sure you get like a vacuum when you actually start drilling stuff out. It gets messy, stuff like that, drilling stuff out. So yeah, just be careful now. All right, now it's time for me to fish the wires through the fender grommet, and it's gonna be located right there where my flashlight is pointing. I have a really bad gap, and I am planning on changing this out in the future, changing both sides out in the future, but in the meantime, it makes it easier for me to run wires through there. So I'm gonna feed a wire through there and fish out the wire that's going to the compressor. Usually, though, I can tell you how to take off the fender just in case you got really good fitment or something like that. So it's going to be 3 bolts, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to be taking out of the top end. Usually you have a bolt or something that's hooked up to the your fender on your bumper, where that is, but I have nothing there, of course, because this fender is already messed up. And then you're gonna have a bolt right here in the bottom. I went ahead and made a new hole because everything kind of rusted out a little bit, but yeah, it's pretty much where that's supposed to be and go to take off your whole fender. Yeah, it's more than a hassle than I thought, so I'm gonna end up taking off my fender. One thing I forgot to tell y'all about is also this bolt that's connected to the headlight as well. You have to take that out to take out the fender. And my bolts came with like small little bolts, especially when you take it out and stuff like that. But I'm going to replace them with longer bolts and with like thicker washers and way like bigger washers. Alright, so I end up actually loosening up the top fender just so I can get to that grommet. I ran wires through, fed the wires through there. Let's see it. I can see it. Fed the wires through there. Get my flashlight right here. And it's pretty much just this black wire that's feeding down. So I'm gonna go ahead and run it across. Pretty much already have routes where I run my wires. So pretty much gonna follow that harness, run it all the way above the steering rack, behind the actual clutch pedal, and I'm going to route the ignition one right to my fuse right there, find the ignition fuse, and then I'm going to go ahead and route the other wire up where it follows the other wires to escape from get connected to this wire, of course, so I can get it out, fish it out, and get it where I need to get it. So I ran the wire, open this up a little bit. Let me shine some light in there a little bit too. Alright, shine some light in there a bit. Pretty much, yeah, you see that red wire I ran in, and I just went ahead and followed this main harness. Follow the main harness until I actually got to. There should be a hole up here. My finger is. Let me get some lighting on it. All right, yeah, there's a hole right here in the finger is, and that's where I kind of run all my wires through that hole. That's the hole I'm talking about. I need light for everything. Alright, this is the hole that I'm talking about right here. Right here. So this is the hole that I ran that you're gonna find in the grommet. This is that same wire. I'm gonna run along here, follow these wires, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hook it up to the AC compressor. Yeah, guys, I forgot I have a Mishimoto fan here, so I needed to run the power to the fan to activate the AC system for my switch. So I already made the plug to go inside of the compressor, but I'm gonna need to combine these wires so they can both go inside the compressor and both be powered at the same time. And voila, power is done. I ran these two wires down here, over here. That's where their tie-off point is. Right here, so you can see that tie-off point. Yeah, you can see right there. And of course, it's going to that wire, that pinkish wire right there. We got the little quick connector right there. Another quick connector for the fan. Alright, fellas, I got everything hooked up. There is some problems so far I gotta figure it out. I hooked up to the ignition, so it shouldn't turn on, but you can hear the compressor. Yeah, you can hear that compressor, but the fan is not turned on, so I gotta figure out the ground situation with that. Well, that's probably the problem right there. I did not even tighten it down. Alright, let's go ahead and try it again. This time the fan should turn on. Yep, that fan is turned on. In the AC, same time. Thank you guys for sticking with me for part 2. Part 3 will be coming on next, putting on the belt on the AC compressor.